What's up, guys? This is the Enlightened One, aka God's Child, aka God's Child. Welcome to my channel, welcome to my page. Shout out to everyone out there worldwide, from the East Coast, West Coast, US of A. Peace and blessings to everybody out there from Asia, Africa, Europe, Asia, Australia, worldwide, New York, New Jersey, California, Texas in the house, Chicago, people worldwide, Springfield. Okay, here we go. Let's talk about this family dysfunction. Something I didn't share with you guys about family dysfunction, okay? You have to understand about dysfunction. Dysfunction means something or someone is not operating normally or properly. And some of us grew up in a household where we saw some things. That car got bullet holes in it. I saw a car with bullet holes in it. Damn. Some family members grew up in a household where they saw some things from their parents, grandparents, or foster parents, or whoever he was raised by. They saw some things that wasn't normal, traumatizing, or shocking, disappointing, that causes sadness. See, some of us possibly suffer from some type of mental illness, depression, anxiety, or that because of what they saw, or post PTSD. PTSD. Is that right, guys? Come back right. So something could have happened to you as a child, as a teenager. Some women was raped by their uncle, by their cousin, or in some cases by their own stepdad. No one believed them. No one backed them up. No one supported them. Nobody in the family lynched, beat this guy, stomped this guy out, turned this guy over to the police. Even the parents, foster parents, wouldn't even believe their child. There are boys who were sexually assaulted, raped by a neighbor, Boy Scout leader, teacher, gym teacher, uncle, cousin. No one believed that boy, that teenager. Now, stay with me. If the family would have stood behind that boy and that woman, that girl, and said, "You gonna pay for what you did. We're gonna beat them out you, and you're going to jail. And you're gonna have to tell the judge, and I ain't do that." Tell it to the judge. If that child, ooh, that chicken, if that child saw the family fight for him or her, they would be better right now. What I'm trying to say is, guys, some of our parents, some of your parents, suffered something so tragic in their life before we were born. See, their behavior happened way before you were born, before I was born. Something had to happen to them, and they never dealt with it because most people don't believe in psychiatrists or counseling. African Americans says, "Oh, that's a white thing. We don't see shrinks. We don't need a psychiatrist." If something trauma happened to you, you need to talk to somebody. And just because something traumatic happened to you, that you witnessed something, and sometimes your brain can't handle it. That's why because your brain can't handle it. What's wrong with Uncle Ted? What's wrong with Auntie Jilly? Now, I'm not excusing their dysfunction, but as a person with God in them, you have to understand the whole dynamics, the whole concept. Some parents just a P.O.S. They just a P.O.S. They was a P.O.S. before you were born. Some have a mental illness, narcissism, schizophrenia, bipolar, and they undiagnosed because back in the slavery days, they said he ain't right in the head. So if your great-grandfather had problems, then your grandfather had problems, And then your dad, you know, mental illness, guys, is high in America. High. And according to, and thanks to former politicians, they closed down the mental facilities that can house these people, get them help, medication, and counseling they need. They shut down these systems because of the budget. Now we have people roaming around freely. They talk to themselves. I'm not making fun of them. You know, those people need help. They need help. They are homeless. They're downtown. They're in our neighborhoods. They're even in our families. So understand, some of our parents are a P.O.S. You don't know how your father was before you was born, but your father's siblings know. See, we have to, this is the elephant in the room. Uncomfortable, tight. See, nobody don't want to sit with the sisters and the aunties and the uncles. What's wrong with my dad? What's wrong with my mom? Your aunties know what's wrong with your mother. Your mother know what's wrong with your grandmother. Your father know what's going on, but everybody want to be tight. They want to be tight-lipped. Oh, ain't nothing wrong with your father. Ain't nothing wrong with him. No. Ain't nothing wrong with your mama. Your mama just fine. They are robbing us from the knowledge of how we can stop this generation curse. You got family members who will tell you what's wrong with your mom, what's wrong with your grandmother, what's wrong with your dad. Well, sit down. Let me tell you what happened. Your father was in the war. He's suffering what you call war syndrome. Is it right, guys? Post-traumatic stress depression. He ain't been right since he got back from the Navy, the Army, or whatever. Your dad ain't been right since he fell. Your mom was sexually assaulted when she was younger. That right there will give you a better concept of why our parents, your parents in Africa, Asia, New England, North America, South America, Australia, District of Columbia, Texas, Memphis, Illinois, whatever color you are, you have to understand why our parents are the way they are. There's something wrong, but no one's saying nothing. There's something wrong with you, and you know it. Don't nobody want to talk to me no more. Everybody avoiding me. Why? You got these mood swings, and then you don't know why. You do things sporadically. You spend all your money up. Your children don't want to be bothered with you. Men don't want to be bothered with you. Chances are, dysfunction is part of a mental illness. And because of they don't believe in medication, they don't believe in going to a psychiatrist, they refuse to acknowledge there's something wrong in this family. Grandmama don't want to acknowledge it. Granddad don't want to acknowledge it. It's like shh, 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 shh. You know, such and such a daughter got touched by Uncle such and such. Shh, 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 shh. Little Mike said Uncle Ted touched him. Shh, shh, shh. No, ain't no damn shush, shush, shush. You know, as a family, you have to address that so that little boy, that little girl don't grow up to be up. What is wrong with you people? If there's a problem, a mental illness in the family, you should tell and have an intervention with that person. There's an intervention. We need to talk, Sally, Mike, Ricky, Bobby, we need to talk. And have the uncles and let them know. And let the kids sit there and watch so the children can understand mental illness is not their fault. Once they acknowledge they have mental illness and don't do anything, then it's their fault. I'm going to say it again. Mental illness is not their fault. Two reasons why parents are bad. Either they're P.O.S. or they have some type of mental illness. Narcissism is a part of a mental illness. If they are P.O.S., they deserve whatever they get. But if there's a mental illness, they can't help it. But once they acknowledge they have a mental illness problem, and they know they have a mental illness problem, but refuse to deal with it to save the family, now they turn into a P.O.S. You watching this video, don't be a P.O.S. If you know there's something wrong, you have to cut the branch off the family tree. If your family is dysfunctional, either they be in a P.O.S. or mental illness, and they refuse to change, because some people, oh, you know, grandmama just going to be who she is. Oh, you know, your father, he just going to be who he is. Your grandma's going to be who she is. Nothing you can do about it. Nothing at all. You have to cut yourself off the family branch, remove yourself from family tree, and you have to start your own legacy with your own family. You had to, because the tree of life in Africa, the tree of life is a family. It started with the grandparents. It's a legacy from the grandparents, okay? My grandfather, may he rest in peace, on my father's side was in World War II. The family tree. If your family are dysfunctional because they want to be P.O.S., which is dysfunctional, and they know they behave, but they like it, they love it, they like to put you down, belittle you, guilt shame you, criticize you, or whatever, and they